Hello, Pisces. This is Lynn from DevineCentral. I am here with your December 2021 Tarotscope. So we're going to pull a card on several areas of your life and just see what December has to offer. Let's switch cameras so you can see what I'm doing. I will be using the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck by John Holland this month. It's not a standard Rider-Waite, and so I will, for those of you who are tarot aficionados, I will be giving you the what the card actually is in a Rider-Waite. Let's get going. Okay, we have work. We have finances. That doesn't look good, does it? We have personal relationships or love. We have friends and family or our social life. And we also have our personal development or our personal growth. We will end, as usual, every reading with the bottom card of the deck and see what Spirit has to offer. So listen, this is kind of an odd reading this month, isn't it? Let's start with work. We have the star. The star is all about hope and inspiration and healing. It's, we work so hard to, to operate in a way that's beneficial to our companies. And, oftentimes management does not really give us the direction and the guidance or the support that we need. And so we're left guessing whether or not, we're hitting the mark with them. And I think that this card represents that light at the end of the tunnel. And I think all you have to do is just keep heading for that light that you see at the end of the tunnel. And I think that you will eventually be rewarded, if not by, the spoken word, which you really do need from management, but also by way of any kind of a bonus that you're looking for, or raise that you're looking for, or possibly a step up to a better position. I think it's all there, and it's all available to you. You just have to keep heading for the light. Now, as far as finances go, okay, so suffering in silence is not necessarily what we wanted to see, right? But this is a 9. It's akin to the 9 of Swords. And if you'll remember the 9 of Swords, it's somebody laying in bed at night and sobbing and worried and, pacing the floor, wringing their hands, high anxiety, worrying about what's to come. When in all actuality, in the morning light, nothing is ever as bad as it seems. As we're laying in bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, staring at the ceiling, worrying about everything. So I think you doth worry too much. Okay, I think you're overthinking your finances. I think you're so worried about it that it's all for naught. Maybe not totally, but you have your crosses to bear, but you also don't have to do it alone. And I think that you need to, if you're that worried, you need to turn to somebody and if nothing else, just lay out your concerns to them and ask them if you're being reasonable, because sometimes we just get so hung up on the things that we're concerned about that we're not really looking at them in a realistic point of way. So that might be helpful to talk to somebody else about that. Other than that, it may not be the greatest month for you, but at least this too shall pass. It's a month. In our relationships, so here we have the 4 of Pentacles, and this is, it's a firm foundation. It's about hanging on to our resources and standing, our ground, and utilizing the best of who we are and what we are, and doing that in our relationship. You couldn't have something better than that. Sometimes a 4, the stability that we get with the 4, sometimes it's not very exciting, but you know what? It's nice to know that you can come home and you know what you're coming to, and you know that you're not alone, and that you're building that partnership and building that foundation and that stability with somebody else. And sometimes we have to trade a little bit of one for the other. Sometimes we have to give up a little bit of excitement to get that solid person that we know is going to be there and isn't going to squander all of our money and all of our resources and do crazy things. Sometimes it's just nice to have that peaceful foundation. And so you have that this month. With the people that don't have a committed relationship right now, I think that you are on the right path. And fours, not only are they about the stability, but it's also kind of like a safety in numbers. You have your friends around you. You have people that you can turn to, and that they might be the ones that would help you through this time. If you're alone, you shouldn't be alone this time of year. So for those of you that have friends and family, here we have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, that's right. And it stands for a little bit of conflict. It stands for a little bit of setback, possibly a financial and material setback. Okay, so it could be something as simple as you didn't get the bonus that you thought you were going to get, or the boss cheated you out of the Christmas ham. It could be something really minor, but also it could be major. It could be really feeling like you are on the outside with your nose pressed up against the window pane. You're an outsider looking in on a family that you wish that you were closer to. It could be that friends are really busy right now, and you're taking it personally because they're not taking time out of their busy schedule to spend time with you. So these are minor things. It's that time of a year. The family thing, that's kind of hard. That's a long-term prospect. But typically when the Five of Pentacles shows up, it's a temporary thing. And so, it could be that you're stressing out over not having the money to buy the gifts and stuff for the nieces and nephews that you wanted to buy. But again, it's setback, it's temporary, and this too shall pass. Now, as far as your personal life goes, your personal growth, wow, we have temptation. This is number 15. This is the devil. This is about toxicity and being bound or feeling dutiful toward things or people that we just don't want to be, and it's kind of forcing ourselves to be in a situation because we're too embarrassed to step aside, or we're too afraid to step aside. It's ridiculous. We can walk away from this situation at any time, but yes, that is easier said than done. It's a major thing. I think that right now it's a time of maybe a little bit of self-indulgence, and maybe you should be reining in and being a little bit more disciplined with yourself. I think that it's a time to take responsibility for other people off your plate and give more to yourself. I think that you've kind of deprived yourself over the last few months, as I've seen in previous cards, of really that, just the discipline of taking care of your health and taking care of your emotional stability. And this card is warning you that if you continue going the way you're going right now, it's not going to be a good outcome. So you better turn this around and start taking care of yourself, especially your health this time of year. This is the time of year for heart attacks and for other illnesses, right? This is the main time of year they happen. So our message from Spirit, our message from Spirit is one of the, I'm sorry, it's the Wheel of Fortune, and it's about destiny. It's about everything that goes up ends up coming down. It's karma. We get handed back to us whatever we've put out there. So if you have been kind of selfish this year, it's probably going to come back to you, and the wheel will start to turn down. If you have have really been have been caring, and you've paid forward, and you've put things out there, and you've nurtured and done things for other people, that's going to come back to you tenfold as well. The one thing about destiny is we don't control it. You know, it's one of those things where it's, you know, it's God's will, not our will, for a change, right? We have to learn to adapt to whatever's coming, because change is the one thing we just can't seem to you know, to fix or to control. But if it means things turning up in our personal development, if it means you know, getting past the heebie-jeebies and the conflicts of family at this time of year, or friends, and if it means you know, get our finances back in order, then, you know, we should be so lucky as to being able to adapt, because we know that it's all going to turn around here eventually, and probably as early as next month. So those are the cards that I have. I have to only can deal with the ones that I'm given. I wish they were better this month. I do want you to know that I am in the process of booking annual readings. I do it through Zoom. I give you a nice video at the end of the day. I have a spread that I'm using. It is highlighted in a video on my website, the first video I ever put up, called When the Death Card Really Means Death. Go take a look at that spread, and if it's something you'd like, come back to me and I will be happy to schedule something with you. I will be doing Wednesday mailbag readings every week, so come back and take a look at those. And please, if you have any comments on these, please like it if you like the video, because that will get me more viewers. And I really do wish you the best holiday, and I will see you on the other side. Bye-bye.